Welcome to ScratchStart. In the previous session, we saw about the basic of what is DOM and for what purpose, for what application it can be used. We saw about that. We also saw about selecting the elements with the IDs, like get element by ID selector. Now we will see how we can select the elements with the query selector query selector method. So I have already created the HTML and CSS stylings, so we don't have to do that again. It is the same box and everything, same buttons and everything. I have given the class and button IDs. So let's select the element for the title. We select by document.querySelector and set the class title. For class, we have to always use the dot before that. That's how we select the class. Like in CSS, how we use classes and IDs. For classes, we use the dot before the name. For IDs, we use the hashtag before the name. The same way we use here too. For next, the paragraph, we create element called text, then give document dot query selector with the class description. Then give another. Then there are buttons. For the first button, give it a color button and select by query selector of class change color. Syntax, sorry, it's a spelling mistake. Const. Then we have the make bold button. Give the bold button, select it by document.querySelector with the ID make bold, and then we have the uppercase button. I give it an upper button name, and then document.querySelector and give it a of a class uppercase, and then finally the reset button. For reset button, selected by document.querySelector with the class reset. Next, we'll work on the buttons next. For each button, what it changes is when I click the change color, the paragraph text color will change. When I make it bold, the paragraph will become in a bold font. When I click a uppercase text button, it is in a normal text. All the letters will be changed into the uppercase. When I click reset, it will return to its default state like a normal text. So for the first button, change color button, selected by for color button on operation click. On click, create a function. Here the text is changed, text style and the style changing is color. Is color. The color changes will give us blue. Close the text. Close that one. Now let's test. When I change click button, see the color is changed. Now next button is make bold. Make text bold. So for that we'll take the bold button. Operation is on click. It execute a function, and the function is what function executes text and changes the style as font weight of bold. Let's close it and let's test it. When I click make bold, all the text is changed into bold text. Next we have the uppercase button. To convert text to uppercase, select the upper button. Operation at on click. It execute a function. The function does text and changes the style into text transform into uppercase. Now let's test. When I click the uppercase button, it should change into capital letters, everything. See, it is changed into capital letters. So next, for the reset button. So to reset, select the reset button. On click, execute a function, and the function does text style and the text color. You will change the text color into 333, and then it will change the text style and change the font weight into normal, and then again the text or style it will transform the text into none and close it. Next, so when I reload, I change everything. I change the color, make it bold, and change into uppercase. So when I click reset, it should become normal, like a black regular text without any bold action. So when I click reset, everything changes. So that is how we select the query selector. Use the query selector. It is the same thing as get element by ID. Query selector also the same method, but it is used in different different situations. That's all. It does the same thing as get element by ID and get element by class. Also we have another thing as query selector all. It is also the same thing. That's all. It is not much to confuse. All the selecting methods does select the elements. That's all. It won't do much differently or anything. Just the situation changes, we will use according to situation. That's all. So that is query selector. So then we will see the next topics and next sessions. If you like my work, please consider subscribing. and sharing. Thank you. Have a nice day.